Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you how to cut and sew this simple blouse you are seeing in this video in just 30 minutes. Please subscribe, like, share and follow for more fashion tips. So in today's video I'll be making use of cap brown paper because I don't have a demand for that blouse right now and I don't have a material to cut it. So I have gotten my brown paper. I'll fold it into four rather. So after folding it into four, I will make sure it is neatly folded and everything is equal. So after I'm trying to make sure everything is neatly folded, as you can see, I fold it into four parts. So let's start cutting now. So I will now get my tape rule. After getting my tape rule, the length I want for my blouse, as you know, if you are making use of my material, you have to bring out your own blouse length from it, and bringing down your blouse length, you have to add an inch depending on what you want to fold underneath, and that is if you are folding it. But if you are not folding it, you are weaving it, I guess 1 inch is okay to add to it as extra inch. So here on this brown paper, I am making use of 8.5 because of that short place I am touching. Yes, I am making use of that 8.5 because that's the shortest length, so I can get a round shape for my blouse which I am cutting on this brown paper. So I am measuring, like bringing out the 8.5 on each sides of the paper so that my blouse will be equal. Yeah, so that one part will not be longer than another part. That's why you have to measure it around like that. So I'll measure out my 8.5. So if you're measuring it on a material, you measure out your length plus additional 1 inch. Yes, so that you can see something to hold on to by the time you are folding the down part of your blouse. So you measure it out before you take your scissors and you cut it out. So I am trying to bring out the measurement here. So I'm done bringing out the measurement. So the next thing is to get my scissors and now cut. So I'm cutting it out, cutting out my blouse, cutting out my brown paper rather. So I've cut it out. Okay, the edges are not really straight like that just because I'm not making use of a ruler, so I'm so sorry about that. Please manage this with me. So I have tried to trim it off and now is okay a little bit. Yes, after cutting it out, I'll pack the remaining pieces, whatever, I'll just put them at one side. And the next thing to cut now is the neck. That edge I am touching now, that's where you will cut the neck. Yes, you have to cut your neck from that side, and cutting your neck you have to make a very small cut, all because we are putting a collar in the neck. Yes, and putting a collar in the neck, you will not want your neck to be too wide, because the moment your neck is too wide, you will not be able to put a collar there. That is, it will turn to another style and you might not like it. So you have to measure your neck and measure it out. Actually, it's not possible for me to measure out my neck on this paper because it's too small. Let's assume if I am cutting it on a material, it would have been easy for me to cut the neck out. So on this brown paper, I just have to cut small part of it out so I can get the neck, since it's not a material. So after that, I will open up one side of it because we have two folds there that is joined together, that none of it is open. I have to open up one part and leave the other part. So after opening it up, I'll go and cut and I'll go about cutting my collar. So now cutting my collar, I'll fold my material into two. Yes, because I have to cut it like that. The reason why I'm cutting my collar like that is actually that's the normal way of cutting collar, because you have to layer, like lining it, like it has to be folded like that. So that's the best way I can explain right now. And you bring out your neck, the neck that you measure. At least if your neck is 2, you bring it out. So me, I am bringing out this neck for this particular thing I'm sewing to be 8. Yeah, for this brown paper to be 8. So after that, I will measure the width, like how wide I want my collar to be. If you want your collar to be wide, very very wide, you determine that by measuring how wide you want it to be. And if you want it not too wide, you measure it. Is your choice. So yeah, I'm making use of 2 inches. So because I want my collar at the end of everything to be 1 inch, that is after sewing everything, the collar will become 1 inch, because by the time I turn it in and every other thing, it will become 1 inch. So I will fold it at that edge, so at the end of the day it will become 1 inch. So I am cutting out 2 inch just because of what I was sewing at the end of the day. So now I have cut out my collar. So the remaining thing to do now is to check if the collar I cut now is actually the size of the neck I cut. Yes, is to check if the collar I cut is the same size with the neck I cut. So in case it is not the same size, I will recut the neck, yes, to be the size of my collar. So after that, after cutting that, I will bring my blouse back. Yes, I will come back to the down part of my blouse, that is the front part, the open part, and shape it. This is also your choice. If you don't want to shape it, you can leave it straight like that, and if you want to shape it, you can shape it. So for this particular brown paper, I am shaping it, but for the blouse I'm wearing, I did not shape it. So for this one, I am shaping it, just because I want to let you know that there are many options that you can do with your blouse. So after shaping it, you go ahead, you put it down, you now sew your collar. That is, you turn your collar in the right and left side of your collar. So now it's time for my collar. I need to make a hose for my collar. That is the hose that my button will stay in my collar. So this is how you get it. You cut out a piece of your material, you fold it, and after folding it, yes, you now turn it like this, like just watch the video and see the way I do it. Yeah, you will understand it. It's very very easy. It's not very hard to do. As you can see, yes, I have folded it. Now I am getting a hose. So after getting that, you pick up your collar. The collar that you are picking up now, there is something I want to say about that collar. You see, you sew the 2 edges of your collar in. You have to make use of your machine, but this other part that is folded, you can make use of stay, or you use your machine to fold it. Yes, so after that, you turn your collar to the other way, it is to the odd side, and you put in your hose, your button hose. So and putting in your button hose, you have to know if you want your hose to be wide or you want it to be small, depending on your button, and at the same time your neck. You know, I actually cut for my own neck, collar neck. Now I cut 8.5 for it, all because my neck, normal neck for this material, for this brown paper rather, is 8. So I have to cut 8.5 so that I will have some material to sew in by the time I want to turn it in and sew it to the other side. So that's why. So I'll get my button to get my whole size, the whole size I will want for my material. So after getting it, I will fix it out and get the whole size. So I am putting in the button now in the whole size I made. I'm trying to get my size, the size I will really need to sew in for my collar. So I have gotten the whole size I will need, and I am trying to put it inside my collar, and I am using pin to hold it, or because I cannot use machine to sew paper at this particular time. So I will turn it over so you can see what I am trying to say. Now I have turned it over. Actually, the turning is not really nice like that, all because it's a paper. As you can see, after turning it over, that's how it will look in your collar. Yes, so you just fix the button on the other part of the collar, that edge. After turning that one in also, you just fix your button there, and you pick up your blouse that you have cut, the flare blouse that you have cut, and you just sew it round. You sew the other parts you did not turn in, because that's the best part to sew in, and you just use the other one as a cover on it. Don't worry, I'll try and make a video making use of normal material to cut and sew this thing, so that most people will understand what I am trying to do here. So you just sew it round. After sewing it round, definitely your collar length, like your collar, will be the same length as your neck. Yes, if you cut it with the size of your neck. So after that, you turn your down part in. Is either you turn it in or you weave it, but my own best idea is that you weave it, because I turned my own in because I could not weave it because I saw it midnight. So, and for the edge of the cloth, you turn it with 2 inches. Yes, you turn it in with 2 inches depending on your choice. You might decide to be 1 inch or anyhow, but you turn this other part that will be the front part too. You turn it in too, and that one is definitely turning in. There's no need for weaving, and you can also weave it. It's your choice. Another thing is your flare. You can cut your flare in two if you want your fillet to be very full. I actually cut my own two, like the flare I cut at first, I cut it in two different places and I joined it together. Yes, I cut it into 2 different places and I joined it together. That's why my flare is very full. But if you are a slim person that you don't really have this full body, you can just make use of one, and the 1 yard is enough for you to make this style. Thank you for watching. I love you.